What's going on, people? Midlow89 here. Welcome to the channel. True Source Player. Hope you're all doing very well. In this video I wanted to talk about another experience with some super senses involving the crown chakra again, and also some hand mudras, cosmic mages and dragons, and how I believe there might be a stronger correlation to the human form and the dragon form than you might think. So this particular experience that I had, it was on LSD. I was in the house on my own during the day. Took it, you understand these things last a long time, 12 hours. So I was just in the bedroom, and it's kind of took about 3 or 4 hours to kick in, like really strong. I was in the bed. It was kind of midday, mid-afternoon maybe, and I remember just kind of closing my eyes and going within. And so I went within, and I was probably within the astrals. It was kind of phasing in and out, you know, because my pineal gland at the time was still very atrophied, and it was still going through the process of healing and getting back online, so to speak. And I remember coming into a vision of being with a cosmic mage, and this guy was cloaked, or this thing was cloaked, and it was hovering around in the middle of space, and it was just surrounded by clusters of galaxies and all this cosmic kind of purple, bluish, all these different colours that you see otherwise in the cosmos with the nebulas and stuff. And he was concocting and mixing star systems together in like these beakers. And I remember he turned around to look at me, and it was all these stars embedded within the cloak. And so this entity didn't have a face, but his face was of the stars itself. And then he just carried on. I was just following him. I was like sat on his shoulder, just looking at what he was doing, and he was like mixing whole galaxies together and stuff like this. It was like, wow. And it immediately made me think of cosmic mage. So I was like, that's really interesting. And there was a process of seeing an emerald green stone, which was very precious, which was like in some kind of chamber, and there was a lot of beings there like focusing on it, and it was just there. And I went up to it, and I remember seeing it. I went up really close, and I saw this emerald green, and I was thinking, wow, this is awesome, this is like really good. And then that image kind of disappeared, and then I got some downloads and insights of dragons and cosmic dragons, and it was almost as if I was being shown that given our form, if you look at the skeletal structure with, you know, how our tailbone's there, and that's kind of like surplus to requirements. Obviously, you know, you must think that we must have had a tail at some point. Well, the kind of insights I was coming into, the downloads I was coming into at the time, was one of humans are dragons, or we used to be dragons and now we're humans, or there's a huge correlation there with the human form. If you look at the skeletal structure, the rib cage, the spine, the head, and the tailbone and the legs, look at the anatomy of a dragon in mythology. Very, very similar. And I know there's a lot of these different TV shows that depict, and obviously a lot of theories out there with, you know, the shape-shifting reptilians and stuff. But a true dragon, I remember there's an episode on what's the name of the episode with Henry Cavill in The Witcher, and he comes across these human beings, and one of them is one of these dragons, and he's a good guy. He's not evil. And otherwise, you know, the humans are coming after him and trying to kill him off. And he's there like trying to protect his young, and, you know, trying to mate with this other dragon. There's only a few of them left. And then you've got other like Disney films, like one's just come out with Raya, I think it's the dragon or whatever. And, you know, there's one dragon left that has to combat this kind of plague, parasitical, cosmic, dark energy that goes and just consumes everything, that turns everything to stone. And it's just another kind of little subtle image or hint that, you know, possibly this could be true. So I had a lot of visions of us being a dragon. And when I came back round, I remember waking up with this hand mudra on my chest and my belly like this. And I was thinking, fucking hell, that's awesome. And I remember obviously meditating on this in a while afterwards, but found out that this is actually one of the mudras, which is found online with, you know, what is known to be a hand mudra. And so the whole time I actually woke up, I was actually subconsciously doing this on my chest. So maybe this allowed me access into whatever, you know, downloads I was coming into and insights I was coming into at the time. But there was huge energies, and that was very interesting with the dragon link with the human. And that's something I meditated on, and it could possibly be, you know, I can't confirm this or qualify this, but I can only share my experiences, and then you guys can either confirm or deny if you know, come into the same kind of experiences or logic, you know, just trying to gauge and kind of decipher our reality and who we are and where we come from, what these bodies are actually capable of. And, you know, everything that we've been taught, be prepared to completely flip that 180 degrees. You know, in terms of we're fed all the time, like slay the dragon, St. George is slaying the dragon and stuff like this, and you've got Archangel Michael slaying the dragon. Yes, of course, there could be good dragons and bad dragons, but in the end, I think it's more about not slaying it, but taming it. And that dragon represents that cosmic energy that is of a higher nature, which I think is in every single one of us. And so that's maybe something to ponder. Be prepared to be wrong in your view at any given time. That's why the middle path is the best. Stay centered, because you can be prepared to step either way given what you are fed, the information. So yeah, it's very important to take away. And so I remember as I came back round, it was later on in the afternoon then. I probably slipped away for quite a few hours actually. Time just dissipated. I remember going downstairs and I had one of my roommates down there cooking a dinner, and I remember just slipping, going downstairs real quietly and just standing there and looking at her as she was cooking, and she didn't acknowledge me, as if I was invisible. Then all of a sudden, when I said hello, she kind of snapped out of the trance she was in, and I was thinking, bloody hell. And I just said hello, how you doing? And I kind of went out. At this point, it was probably 8 hours in. It was starting to fade, the LSD at the time. So I went out for a walk, and this was during winter, so it was dark by this time. So I remember as soon as I opened the door up, there was this girl that walked straight in front of my house. And I was thinking, I go, pay attention here. This is timing. This has got something to do with, what's going on, what I've been experiencing. So as soon as I walked out, closed the door, looked to the right where this girl was walking, and in a car parked on the road, in the back seat, right in the centre, so I could see straight through into the back seat. No one was in there, but there was this girl. And this girl was looking at me and going, come. And I was thinking, what the fuck is going on? So I remember looking the other way and looking back again, and she just disappeared. So it was like it was some kind of astral entity. Anyway, I crossed the road because I was thinking like, oh God, here we go again. We're going to get some weird shit happening. As I crossed the road, I looked back at the girl who just walked past. She was waiting to get in the house 3 doors down from where I was living. And as I did that, I had another huge tingle above my head in the crown chakra, which immediately linked myself to the girl that made her turn around 360 degrees, and all of a sudden we're all connected like a lightning bolt, like bang. And there was like some weird spooky shit happening with some super sense that me and her were connected, and it made her spin right around. And this girl, she probably was like 16, 17, just returning from school, trying to get into her house, and I was just like, what the I wish I went up to her and spoke to her and said, what the fuck was that? What did you just experience? What was going on? And I was kind of like, I just went the other way, went for a walk down into the park, and then I remember seeing again another one of these lights, and they just manifest out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden it seemed like out of the shadows, this guy and a dog just appears. And I'll post another video of seeing these beings that I believe are able to somehow manifest into this reality, but they normally come in pairs. It's normally seen as like a man and their dog. And they've got these torches, these really bright torches. And I remember seeing one of them in another experience I had with the triangle. So it's like 3 dots, otherwise what you see, what they depict, which I found out afterwards in Star Trek, the lights they carry in Star Trek are these 3 dots, like a pyramid type structure. And I was thinking, fucking hell, I've actually seen this. That makes a lot of sense. The Galactic Federation, all these people, etc., etc. I was thinking, wow. Anyway, going back, tying off this experience, it was cool, slipping into that meditative state under LSD this time, waking up with a hand mudra, which is very, very interesting, and how this has a lot of power. And if you watch a show called The Magicians, you often find there's a lot of truth, I believe, in what they are showing us in those films. And remember, with these movies, it's like motion scripture. They tell us all the truth in the movies and in the music, otherwise hidden as allegory, which only those who are awake can actually decode. And in the news, in the mainstream, it's all lies. It's the old bait and switch. It's like mainstream media is 8% lies, 20% truth. Movies and music, 8% truth, 20% lies. So that bait and switch. And so the magicians, when they cast in their spells, it's all done with the hands. And the hand is the sign of man. And this is what we use to manipulate our 3-dimensional reality. And this is what makes us so dextile, subtle, and intelligent to be able to manipulate things and make tools and to be the masters of our elements, especially with Earth. So I found that very interesting. And so yeah, obviously having images of the dragon, seeing this cosmic mage going around and doing his thing with all these potions, like a mad cosmic laboratory. He's this mad cosmic scientist. But it's cool because his face was like just peppered with the stars. And I've had experience where I've seen myself with big black eyes with stars inside them on the astrals. So yes, that's for another time. But yeah, it's just, again, another experience with a crown chakra kind of connection with another person. This time it's a human. Remember the last time I did it, it was with a group of cows in a cow field after an experience, and there was some kind of electric bolt connection happening which spooked them, and it kind of spooked me, and it was just like there was no distance, it was all instantaneous, we were both connected, and it made her turn around. So yeah, very interesting. But guys, if you experience anything similar, like I said, we're all trying to just get this information out there because it might help trigger you, because I realised with my own awakening, knowledge is what helped trigger me actually have my crown chakra awakening. And I've got another video on there, I posted many months ago, of sharing that experience, and that was all off the back of knowledge of the subconscious mind, and how powerful that is, and how everything is energy, and how ultimately these bodies are the most advanced bits of technology on the planet and in the universe. If we know how to really tap into, utilize this tech, which otherwise has been hacked genetically, and everything they're doing with the intoxication to try and get after the pineal gland, all the fucking glyphosates and the GMO, the fluoride in the water, the chemtrails, the barium, the aluminium in the skies and stuff. But once you start taking back control and becoming aware of that, you really do start tuning up the vessel. And these are instruments. And once you start tuning up, you start changing your frequency pitch, and you start receiving a lot more information and energy. So that's so very fundamentally important. It's like flogging a dead horse, but you must purify in order to receive and seek the knowledge, seek the truth, and these things will start coming into you, and you start receiving them. You're going to be open to receive, but all the time, stay protected. So anyway, guys, let us know if you experience anything similar. Subscribe, like, give us a comment, interact. We're all in this together. We're all part of this cosmic family to shift Earth out of this satanic grip. And look forward to corresponding, and look out for new videos in the future. All the best. Thanks for watching. Peace out.